Hey everyone, this is Mr. Arocena, and today I'm going to be talking about the $600 Canadian budget gaming PC that I successfully flipped. Considering the age of the CPU and GPU, this PC still does quite well as a 1080p gaming machine with a lot of popular titles like Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, and Spider-Man. So what did I put in this PC? For those keeping count, I've used two of the four RX 5600 XTs so far, and this is where we used the third. This one uses the MSI RX 5600 XT paired with the MSI Z178 Gaming M7 motherboard. And for those of you who watched my last video, you know I really like matching motherboards and GPUs together. For the CPU, we have this i7-6700K, which is a 4-core 8-threaded CPU that boosts up to 4.2 GHz. It's not a K version CPU, so I was able to get away with using just this Intel stock cooler. I dressed it up a little bit, first by putting a sticker that I got from an Asus ROG sticker sheet. Later on, I'll showcase it, but I actually 3D printed a cover and glued it on top to better match the MSI Dragon logo. The CPU I actually ended up harvesting from an old Lenovo Office PC. There's some guy locally selling a bunch of old Lenovo i7 PCs, so I bought I think three of them, no two, I bought two of them off of them. I was going to buy the third one, but I ended up selling the third one before I could get the funds together to get it. For RAM, we used a 2x8GB kit of Corsair Vengeance. These are really popular in my area, so I ended up picking them up quite regularly on Marketplace and Kijiji for really decent prices lately. For storage, I put in a 1TB Team Group MP3 NVMe M.2 SSD. Unfortunately, these SSDs have started going up in price, so my future builds might end up going back to 512GB SSDs just to keep my budget builds relatively affordable, both for myself and potential buyers. And to power everything, I put in the affordable Pizzazz 550W bronze rated PSU. These are so far the most affordable power supplies I can get in my local area. The market here for power supplies is kind of rough right now, with everything being, with all the low wattage power supplies being fairly expensive. And all these parts are housed inside a BitPhoenix Saber. Now the Saber doesn't have ARGB fans like the BitPhoenix Nova Mesh, and the LED light strip can't actually be controlled by the motherboard. Never mind that the motherboard doesn't actually have an ARGB header, but there is a button on the case that will cycle through various RGB modes. The one included ARGB fan in the Saber is just an auto RGB fan, so you can't actually control it, so I ended up removing it and just replacing it with a plain black fan. Alright, so how did this PC perform in those games I mentioned earlier? Well, in Fortnite at 1080p competitive settings, so everything low with epic view distance, I was averaging around 150 FPS. In Final Fantasy XIV, playing at 1080p maximum, the benchmark tool was averaging about 130 FPS. In Marvel Spider-Man Remastered at 1440p high, I was getting anywhere from 60 to 100 FPS depending on what's going on in the scene. So swinging through the city with all the lights was getting around 60 FPS, but in a more enclosed space where you're fighting bad guys and there's less stuff going on around you, it's getting close to 100 FPS. And in Hitman 3, the benchmark tool was averaging 80 to 90 FPS, running at 1440p with a mix of medium and high settings. So overall, I think this PC is not too bad for doing 1080p gaming with quite a few popular titles. So as for the cost and profit, here's a total price breakdown for the build. Total build cost after taxes for the new parts, about $504.02. Here's some pictures that I took for the listing, and it's sold for $600 Canadian. So total profit is only $95.98. I probably could have gotten a bit more for it, but when the buyer messaged me, I was in fairly good mood and the buyer was polite, so I figured, sure, why not? A sale is a sale. The buyer buyer wanted a cheap gaming PC that would play games like GTA 5 and Fortnite because his friends got him into playing those games. And he didn't have a machine capable of gaming and didn't want to break the bank to get into gaming for games like that. So this PC was perfect for him. Hit the like button and comment if you want. Also subscribe to see more of my builds in the future. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.